Good morning, it's Barbara. Well, we have a rainy overnight a little bit. It's wet, so who knows what the day will bring. Dennis is still in bed, so I don't know. He's my weather guy. Good morning, it's Barbara. Oops, wrong hand. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Oh, my arm was really sore when I went to bed last night. Before I forget, the designer of this is the Bistro by Laura Ayler. I had to look it up to see who the designer was, so I didn't want to forget it. Here, I'll show you. So it's a nice, just a plain sweater. I did the striping myself. That was not part of the pattern. It has kind of a high, soft crew neck, but I did mine in my neck in the mohair, so it's a little soft. I was going to, and I might still, pick up the stitches on the inside with more of the regular yarn if I can find it, and do an inner collar to keep it, because right now it's more like a boat neck, which is fine, but it always feels like it's just falling off my shoulders. But it's a very nice crew neck sweater pattern. Laura Ayler. So there you go. The yarn for this was a gift from the lovely Valerie, and I cannot remember the name of the dyer, but it is gorgeous, purpley with green in it, although it looks brighter on the camera than it does on me. It's not quite that bright, but it has all different colors in it, and it's really, really lovely. And she gave me one skein of the mohair and a couple skeins. I think I ordered one more skein to make it bigger, but I didn't have enough mohair. I wanted to do something with the mohair, but I didn't have enough mohair to do stripes all the way around the sweater, so the stripes are only in the front. The mohair stripes. But I thought it ended up looking quite lovely, and it's a lovely sweater. The only thing is it feels like it's falling off because the neckline is opening, because I used the mohair for the collar. In my travels, if I come across any leftover of this yarn, I might change that. I'll just add an inner collar though to tighten it up, because I really do like the mohair. Anyway, the Bistro. I don't remember if I found that pattern or if Valerie gave it to me, now that I say that. But she definitely gave me the yarn. So I did not do any knitting yesterday, and it's Thursday today. So if I'm going to be ready to split for my sleeves by Saturday, I'm going to have to do some knitting either today or tomorrow. And my arm didn't bother me too much during the day. I mean, I am trying, but when I went to bed, it was really aching me, so I don't know. And I didn't do any knitting or crocheting yesterday. In fact, I can't think of a thing I did. Well, I did some sketches in my sketchbook, but I discovered that the sketchbook from the Met is really just for pen and ink and pencil, because I used some of my colored pen, you know, like felt tip pen style pens, and I don't think that's going to work. So I need to find my watercolor paper to do these cards that I want to do, because I am going to want to color them in either with watercolor or with the pens for my new pens that I just ordered. So I will go find some watercolor paper and watercolor notebooks that I can use for that, and this one will be just for sketches. But I did do that for a while yesterday, because I did 4 pictures. One of them I colored. The other 3 I haven't inked yet. I think I will do that though. So that was nice. So I did a little something there, but no yarn crafting. I wonder if sketching hurts my arm. It's very possible. I'm right-handed. thinking about wearing a sling to remind myself not to use that arm. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop talking about it, or, you know, go to the doctor or something, but I really don't want to go to a doctor. Anyway, so last night, Laura and I watched a couple episodes of season 6. She's really enjoying it, and she's so funny. She's like, oh, how can they make those things? Oh, that's ridiculous. Who would make that? How could anybody make that? Oh, it looks so delicious. But in fact, her birthday's coming. Her birthday is on Valentine's Day. She'll be 92. And one of the episodes of season 5, I think it was, they made a tres leches cake. And Dennis has made a keto tres leche cake that was really delicious. And so he's started, you need sweetened condensed milk. So he's made some sweetened condensed cream to use in his tres leche cake, which he's making his mother for her birthday. So that's very exciting. So there are actually, every season there's a recipe or two that we can make into keto, like DeevaaS. Now we can make DeevaaS. It's meringue based. Anything that's meringue based we can do. We can do egg whites. And DeevaaS is meringue with nuts in it. And that sounds yummy to me. Dennis hasn't made macaron in a long time. He was going to have Christy, he was going to ask Christy to make macaron with him when she was here, and then I think he forgot. Christy is the macaron queen. Professional macaron maker. Anyway, so that was funny. It's just hilarious to sit next to her while she watches this, because she's just, ooh, ah, how can they do that? That's crazy. The whole time. After she went upstairs, I decided I felt like reading. So I went to the library to get a book I'd already read to see if I could take it out. And one of my books that I had on hold was ready. And so I got that and started reading that. I read some of the series, the David Baldacci series. I don't read them all. But I like The Memory Man, and there's a new Memory Man book out. So I'm in the middle of that. I did not finish it. I got to a spot and I thought, oh, this is a good time to stop. And then I went and did my Wordle, and then I went, you know, because it was a little after midnight. Did a few other things and went to bed. So, which is, you know, why I'm always late, because I go to bed late. But I put the book down. Just, you know, I put the book down and I was enjoying it, and I'll finish it today. I got about halfway through, and I didn't start until 8 o'clock ish. So I will be able to finish it today, no problem, and hopefully also sketch and maybe do a little bit of knitting so that I can get a little further to make sure that I'm split for the sleeves by Saturday. That's my goal today. We were going to go shopping. We don't like to go shopping. We were going to go shopping because we have a few things that we get at Wegmans. Otherwise, we don't go to Wegmans. We go to a little store that's nearby, and Dennis goes to his Whole Food place. But every once in a while, we have to go to Wegmans because that's where we get, excuse me, certain things. Ugh, these phones. We ended up getting 3 of those phone calls yesterday. Unfortunately, that's not going to help Dennis get back to sleep. I forget what I was talking about. Oh, going to the grocery store. So we thought, oh, we'll go tomorrow and go to Wegmans. And then, you know, as we're getting in bed, Dennis is like, oh, we could last till Monday. Because we don't like to go on the weekend, of course. We just put it off. So whether we're going to the store or not, I don't know. But we don't leave Aura by herself with the dogs when she's downstairs. So she'll either have to stay upstairs or only one of us will go, because they're just too big and rowdy. She needs a spotter. with the dogs. So anyway, I guess we're not going shopping, or I could go shopping. I can make the list. The problem is that we're getting heavy stuff, you know, big things of chicken, big things of pork belly, so Dennis can make more bacon. And, you know, the person who shops has to lift them. So, we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I don't have any big plans other than to finish my book. I did straighten up a little bit. Well, I got more I can do, obviously. There's always more you can do. And, yeah. The centerpiece my parents sent us is ready to be dismantled. And it's making me sad because I realized we never lit the candle. We never lit the candle on Christmas Eve. Oh, well. We'll light next year's. I'm sure they'll send us one next year. I'm sitting here like, oh, we never. Because I'm looking right at it. That's the only reason. Anyway, so Dennis did not sleep well last night. He had a somewhat milder version of my cold, and I haven't used any over-the-counter medication for quite a few days now. And he was feeling really good, but he was taking like a nasal spray, and he wants to get off the nasal spray, and so he didn't take anything last night, and he had a really bad night. So I think he's not as much better as he thought he was, and so, you know, he thought, oh, I only had it for a couple days. Well, apparently not. But his medication works really, really well. It makes him feel better, so I think he stopped it a little too early. We'll see how he feels this morning. I took him up his tea in a travel mug so he can wake up and drink his tea whenever he wants to. But the phone in the bedroom probably just woke him up if he fell asleep, so that's too bad. Which is what made me think of it. Okay, anyway, now I'm really rambling. Well, I'm going to finish my book today and maybe do a little knitting today. And I have to process some limes today to get my lime juice. And, yeah, so that's the only sort of task I have. And then, yeah, Thursday. And, of course, we have more British baking to watch. And it'll be fun. All right, I'm going now. That's enough already with that. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.